versus Hero.
The last game of the day, the last game of the group. Once again, the PvP between Hero and Stork. And to the top right, we have the Samsung Galaxy player. It is Stork, was able to beat his opponent on map number 2, forcing out that third game. It's the map choice of this fella. Starting to the bottom left, handsome as usual, we have Hero. Starting in red here, it is on Yonsu. That's the only map that Hero won in the initial PvP that he played against Stork back then. The Samsung Galaxy player won the series with a 2-1, but Yonsu was the map that he lost. So can Hero change things up, or will he fall at the hands of Stork once again?
That's a question. Stork up here again at 500 APM at the beginning. He does not mess around with that. It's interesting, the spending tab shows the structures that you don't buy that come for free with your spawning. I find that interesting. I never really noticed that before. But this map is crazy because it's a 2-player map. There's no hiding about spawning locations. There's no luck. When it comes to scouting, it's all about the player's choices. That's one of the reasons why I really like this map. When it comes to this map, it's like, you can't be like, oh, well, I scouted him wrong, so I didn't know he was going blink, so I had to take a risk. It's just, well, I decided to scout him or not. In this case, here are scouts.
In terms of scouting, by the way, we had really nice games and decisions so far today. We didn't, I think, once have the situation where a player scouted in the right direction and his opponent drew wrong. So they always have the information out there. But of course, on a 4-player map, you're perfectly right. Like, there are certain choices that you will make based on it, or based on there being the possibility that you're not scouting in time.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's not like the means of the 4-player map is not balanced. It just means that sometimes you can get unlucky and you have to make choices based on limited information. And in this game, there's limited information for Stork because he scouts late, but Hero gets all the information. He's also harassing a little bit.
Well, that's the choice that he made. I actually talked about things like spawning locations and 4-player map scouting, 2-player map scouting with Grubby quite a little bit. And there are actually a lot of things that you have to consider there. Like, you have to adjust your builds even based on the possibility that you might scout into the wrong direction. That
for sure.
probe sneaking in here, not being seen,
could be a game changer if Stork decides to commit to that.
Yeah, it definitely could be.
He saves Chrono Boost as well, Calder. I think as soon as the Stalker chases him away, he's going to Chrono Boost his Warp Gate research and actually go for the attack. Oh, look at that. The way he hides it here, I'm like 100% sure.
It has to be. That takes guts.
To put your entire Code S on the line, Chrono Boost his Warp Gate research, he is so doing it, man.
I mean, we've been taught from the earliest days when we are all watching Saber Rider and the Star Sheriffs, no guts, no glory, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. He is trying to make that work. He's going for that proxy pile, and is somehow Hero able to spot it, and he is. Oh my god, he scouts it. Oh! Oh, that was close. But yeah, he sees it.
It's so strange that he suddenly had this, like, inner calling of, wait a minute, I need to send the Stalker back just in case. That
was a crazy scout.
That split-second scout that he made to decide to go back like that may end up giving him this game. I mean, he hasn't won the game just by scouting the pylon, but like he could have lost it just by not. So,
yeah.
So turning around like that is one of those decisions you see times in pro game where you're like, he must have had like the spider sense tingling.
Divine intervention.
Yeah, something is going on in that booth. Like, that was crazy that he just decided to turn around like that. Though, meanwhile, Stork is going to go for a scout. He would have liked to get a scout off with his unions warping in to kill his opponent, but in this case, he's just going to fly in. And Oracle here coming out first. Will he see it? Sees the 2 gates.
And
sees the Oracle.
Sees the Oracle. Here comes the Photonova charge. He wants to see what's going on. He wants to see what's being built there.
Yeah, I guess he just wanted to commit to actually seeing it 100%. Well, I mean, he's going to have a faster Nexus here, that is. And he's going to have some harass out there. Meanwhile, Blink is on the way for Stork. We're going to have one of those longer games here.
Yeah.
Goodbye Probe. Doesn't get a whole lot of info here. Does he actually see the Twilight Council, though? Yes, he does.
It's always that feeling that you must have as like a scout. Doesn't matter if you're in a severe probe or a drone, but you like one unit goes into a main base and there's suddenly like 6 units waiting for you and you get one-shotted. It always feels to me like you walk through a door and there on the other side is a guy with a baseball bat and just hits you square in the face. That must be exactly that feeling. Oh!
Blink not being done means...
Doesn't get the Oracle there.
Yeah. If he had Blink, it would have been a different story. I don't think Stork can actually make this commitment to Blink and an attack work against now the Void Ray that's out. That's going to just put a I mean, he's going to be able to kill Stalker so fast. Respect the Void Rays, as I always say, but also beyond that, he's going to have Immortal production pretty soon. Stork looks ready to commit, though. No forward warp in pylon that I can see.
Does he have a probe, or is he just following with a probe now? I think he just sent one out, or is that just an additional Stalker?
I think you're right, actually. I think that's a probe.
I mean, it has to be, right? Unless he's just poking a little bit. I don't know what that is. There we go, yeah, it's just a probe.
Okay, Void Ray is out. First Immortal will be out, and the counter Twilight Council. I'm really liking Hero's position here. If Stork doesn't commit and he just starts a Nexus, then he can just counterattack him with 2 Immortals and the Void Ray possibly. And he's got the Oracle there too. I don't like this for Stork. If he sees what he's up against and goes back and tries to expand, I like that more.
Yeah, I don't think that he can actually take this. We have 2 Stalkers still in the main base waiting for that Oracle. And those are of course missing here. But yeah, I don't think he's going to commit here. He's just
he sees like no Nexus, so why commit? And the Oracle actually tries to get a kill, does not get anything.
Yeah,
One more shot would have killed it.
And baits out the Photon Overcharge, so at least something achieved.
He's going to try to kill an Immortal then get out. He's just poking.
Yeah, he cannot possibly fight this. He's poking at the Robo. He wants to take that Robo down, but there's no way. You think?
Well, I don't know how much energy is on the Mothership.
With what Hero already has, 2 Immortals and a Void Ray, I don't think so.
If he commits at the last second and then blinks individually, I think he might be able to get it. It's going to be tough, though. I think he needs to pull that one back. Yep, he does. I think he might be able to get it. It's just so close. If he commits and blinks away, like, after 2 more pokes, nah, this is really hard to say.
I think that Hero wants to fight this.
He definitely does.
He can get that, so why would he sacrifice the Robo for it? Oh, there we go. Now he needs to blink away, and that's what he does immediately. He can't move down that ramp on the other hand. That's a bit of an issue. That 1 sentry with the force field can always just cut you in half.
But he's going to have his own blink soon.
Yeah, he has his own blink soon, and then he might be able to change things. But to be honest, what is it going to do? Just blink down?
He could blink to the north where Stork doesn't see him necessarily, and then move down with his Void Rays and his Immortals.
The problem really is that the base for Stork, the natural, is nearly completed.
Yeah. And he has a much better probe count, so he has to move out eventually.
Exactly. We still have that 1 Oracle in position to scout everything that's going on there, so that helps him a little bit. And here we go, moves down. Ah, there's that force field on the ramp. Here comes the blink down. Oh my god, he's gonna lose potentially everything, but at least a bunch of Stalkers. 1, 2, 3, another blink forward. Yeah, those. Oh my god, he can maybe even get all of them.
Yeah, it's gonna be
with
close.
Another blink. If he commits to another blink, he can at least kill another one.
Yeah. And there he goes. There's the 1 more. 2. Nope. But this is really scary now for Stork. If he had just brought his Void Ray and his Immortals, he might actually be able to end the game. He's meanwhile really focused on the harass here. 2 kills already. He's getting a lot more Stork. It's starting to fall apart.
There is nothing in the base. He's getting so many kills here. He's actually lucky that the Oracle can't attack anymore. That's how, now it's like the same harvest account. Base has been started. Here comes once again Hero trying to get a few kills there. Moves in again, snipes another Stalker. That was well played, and if Stork would have moved back or got that force field correctly in position, he had such a great spot with that expansion already done, with him having the better harvest account, and now suddenly Hero turned things around quite significantly. Yes, his expansion isn't done just yet at the natural, but still, the Oracle did a lot of work. Harvest account was in his favor for a long time. He has the better army count now. Can poke again. Oracle in the main base. There is still nothing. Oh my god, he's gonna lose even more harvesters.
Yep, just a few more going down. Trying to pick off some units here at the front. He has back at home more Immortals going up. He's got that Colossus going up. He lost a lot of mining time though, so this is something that Stork can use in his transition to the late game. I still feel like this game is pretty even though I think Hero, if he had brought his Immortals and his Void Ray, might have actually been able to end the game or do critical damage while expanding. He decided not to do it. He wanted to play safer.
I mean, the harvest accounts are nearly the same. There's a slight difference in favor of Stork. The army size is just better for Hero at this point, and Hero also has his Colossi tech already started. That extra Void Ray is going to help him a little bit later in the fight as well, at least against Stalkers. So now with the Colossus transition happening much faster for Hero, I would definitely give him the edge here. But it's still a match that Stork can win if he gets a good engagement, but he is falling behind in that series. Or in this game at least, that is. And considering the position that he was in earlier, that must feel really bad for him. Look at the army lost value, 1,600 compared to 350.
Yeah, it's been a tough road for him. these Immortals at the top of the ramp are not going to have any concerns about that. But this Oracle, 11 kills, definitely should not have gotten that many.
And he gets away again. Maybe with a blink here? No.
It's too risky to blink there. Well, he does it anyways, and he's not going to get the Oracle. That's so funny. Well, actually, he will get it.
Okay, now the Oracle dies, but 11 kills on the Oracle, that is absolutely worth it. And there we have the first Colossus. Range has been started, and I don't think that Stork even has a Robotic Spay.
No,
Pretty sure he doesn't.
He doesn't. It's about to be 2-1 Colossus, or 2-0 Colossus, and Warp Prism coming across the map here for Stork. Does he think he's going to be able to end this game with the timing? He's already missed his window for that.
I highly doubt that he will be successful with that. I mean,
no
is
way.
he really trying to pull? I cannot believe that he's going to try that.
Well, I mean,
I don't think he will.
Looking at the counts, the only thing he has better is 4-3 Immortals, but here's like, oh, I got 2 Colossus, so what? And range. And +1 nearly. He's like getting pretty close to that. I don't think he's going to commit to this. He has to poke and try to do something else at home, like take a third base. If he commits to this, he's suicidal. This is annoying. This is going to force a reaction.
Exactly. He's going to take down a few harvesters at least. And here we go. A few shots fired already. Warp Prism in the main base, on the other hand, that might work out for him. But he sees it in time. Oh my god, look at that 4 hit points. That was so close.
Force field on the ramp here to actually lock these Stalkers in, but guess what? They have blink.
Exactly. They can blink in anytime they want. And now suddenly the army is chased back. Here comes the quick blink onto the high ground. But those Colossi doing a lot of damage and also negate the force field, of course.
That one Void Ray doing so much damage too in the air, and
oh my god,
GG!
Hero, he takes it. The second best of 3 ends in his favor. And he goes to Code S together with that Zest. Stork was close, but not close enough.
That attack was really suicidal. He did not identify what he was up against.
I think he just felt that he was too far behind. He saw the tech of his opponent and realized, well, I'm so far behind in my tech, I cannot keep up with that. So I have to go for it now. Well, he maybe doesn't have the Colossi count that he needs to take me down.
That was a rough series for Stork, but Hero actually winning it basically from the better engagements every single time. His harassment, I wonder if that one Zealot kind of forced a panic out of Stork where he didn't engage the way he wanted to. His engagement was not perfect, for sure, so...
Yeah, actually at this point he already thought he would be so far all in that he said like, okay, if I don't win that fight, it's over anyways. I don't know, but like in the end he loses it. Really disappointing, of course, for Stork and also for Stork fans. On the other hand, Hero is really happy. He played a great series today. He took down Innovation in the losers match. Innovation out now. He's in Code B, and Zest and Hero, they will advance today to Code S.
And in best of 3 series today, Protoss 100% win ratio.
Yep.
We are going to go into, of course, our stats screen for the day, our review of what has happened.
And there we go, 2 Protoss players advanced, and this means that we have in Code S now 13 Protoss players, 2 Terrans, and 7 Zergs. We still have 6 Terran players that could potentially advance to Code S.
Yes.
And we are having another double day tomorrow where we will see 4 of them play.
Yeah, we'll take a look at tomorrow's matches, I believe, right away here. Give you guys an idea of what you can expect tomorrow. It's going to be these players here. Supernova versus Coca and the best versus Stats. Only 1 Protoss possible to advance from this group. 2 Terrans possible. And a Zerg, Coca, fan favorite.
So we have 2 Terran players. If both of them advance, then we would have 4 in Code S. That's only the earlier session at 1 PM. And of course then we have later on Reality and Hack going up against Sora and DRG. So these are the 4 Terrans that are playing tomorrow.
That's a tough group for those Terrans, I have to say,
that's
with Sora and
really,
DRG.
really tough group. Sora is such a great player, and DRG, of course, as well.
It's been a pretty good season so far. I feel like even though we haven't had very many Terrans getting through, it's been fun to watch. It's been fun to observe, and we still have so many more possible to get through. 4 possible tomorrow. Imagine if the best is the only Terran to get through for like the rest of the season. We have like Maru, Byung, and then the best in Code S. That would be insane.
Well, he's the best, so maybe he's able to take it. But guys, we're done for the day. So we had 2 Protoss players advance in our afternoon group. I hope that you enjoyed the games, and make sure that you tune in tomorrow. Once again, we're starting at 1 PM Korean Standard Time. We have a double group today, or 2 groups that is, and the same is also true for Friday. Make sure that you tune in for that. I hope you enjoyed the show today, and we're going to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.